Hey, well tonight I'm angry because the rules are different for us again. And what I'm talking about is the reaction to the GameStop stock situation and the fact that two major big names that you know were involved in exactly this kind of activity over the last year. These two names that I'm referring to are SoftBank, the huge Japanese conglomerate and venture capital fund out of Japan, and Tesla, the wildly popular electric vehicle company here in the US. And what exactly am I talking about? What is the similarity between these two companies and GameStop? Well, let's first look very briefly at what has happened in GameStop. And for those who've been living under a rock, essentially what happened is that there were people who were betting that GameStop stock would decrease. Redditors, groups of people on Reddit organized themselves, bought GameStop, and forced the price from about $20 to almost $500 a share, forcing those people who had bet that the price would decline, forcing them to buy it at ever higher prices. This is called a short squeeze, and exactly the same thing has been engineered by Tesla and SoftBank. Or rather, I shouldn't say it was engineered by Tesla and SoftBank. I don't really have any evidence that Tesla engineered it. There just are suspicions that Tesla engineered it, but it certainly appears as if SoftBank engineered it. And what we're talking about is companies like Tesla and SoftBank buying options. Exactly the same scenario has been transpiring in these two companies. Tesla stock, they've been out of the money call purchases on Friday that caused the stock to inexorably go higher, and it is still going higher, even though I believe it's trading at something like 160 times earnings at this point. SoftBank did something even more interesting. They took large position in what are called the FANG stocks: Facebook, Amazon, Netflix, and Google, and they had a big underlying position. They bought options. They bet further that the price would increase. These bets caused the market itself to rise. This is naked manipulation, stock manipulation, both on behalf of Tesla and on behalf of SoftBank. And the GameStop situation is exactly the same scenario. People buying stock, forcing those who are betting that the price will decline to buy it at ever higher prices, and the value is completely inconsequential. I did mention that Tesla is trading at a ridiculous multiple of earnings. As a matter of fact, this was the very first year that I believe they have shown earnings, and that was counting their environmental credits that they sell for cash. Without those, I believe the company is still losing money. SoftBank has engineered short squeezes in many of the stocks that they owned. Big name stocks, the Facebook, the Amazon, the Netflix, the Google, the FANG stocks. And this has caused the entire market to rise. For us to be getting upset about a few Redditors playing around with GameStop, a small company, as compared to the vast manipulation that is taking place in the real market. I mean, Facebook, Amazon, Netflix, Google, Tesla, these are the real markets these days. And the fact that they have been manipulated over the last year, the fact that they've been driven ever higher due to suspicious option activity, just like we've seen in GameStop, just shows how broken this market is. Of course, the rules are totally different for these big entities compared to us. Nobody talks about SoftBank. Nobody talks about Tesla. Nobody talks about whether they should be shut down, whether investigations need to take place. As long as the price of Tesla and SoftBank is going up, everybody's thrilled. If it's GameStop, if it's American movie theaters, if it's something that the big boys don't want to rise, the rules need to change. How obvious does it need to be? This manipulative behavior has been transparently obvious for a year now, and nobody has said peep. All of a sudden, because of GameStop, rules need to be changed? I don't think so. It's time for us all to take a look at what these capital markets have become, and time for us to wake up.